Hello and welcome to the finest hour on the best day of the biggest flat race meeting on the planet. Welcome to Gold Cup Day at Royal Ascot 2023.
To get underway with the Queen Anne Stakes. Triple time, not lying down. Triple time, back and in spiral, and gears up to win.
Speechless for once, a bit emotional as well. It's some feeling, Royal Ascot.
Pretzel in for the King's Stand.
It is a fourth win at the Royal Meeting for Holly Doyle.
Is Paddington goes and wins the St James's Palace. Another winner for Aidan O'Brien, the leading trainer at the Royal Meeting.
And Norman has taken the Copple Horse, and it's a treble for Ryan Moore.
Out in the lead, Crimson Advocate, but Leaf Rally dives and gets close. A bob at the heads, Crimson Advocate.
I was close, but I'm glad that she held on.
Mostada is running right away from some of the best horses in Europe.
Frankie urging Willie Gregory on. Dettori has a winner.
I thought this winner was never going to come this year. My last Ascot to ride a winner is fantastic.
Well, there's nowhere I'd rather be than Royal Ascot, and nowhere else I'd rather be than sat next to the beautiful Michelle Yu. How are you?
I'm so good, Tom. I got one of those Frankie kisses earlier, did you?
No.
I'm
What have
sure,
you gotta
I'm
do
sure
to
he
get one of
has one
those?
for you later on.
I think he picks and chooses. What's been your highlight, Michelle, of a fantastic 2.5 days really so far?
From a wagering standpoint, certainly most to death. From an emotional standpoint, the American winner, Crimson Advocate, looked so good, holding on for that narrow victory. You saw the photo, but the feel-good story behind it. Trained by George Weaver, his wife Cindy was injured last year in a riding accident, and she was comatose for a couple of months. She has been on the improve and was on the fence about if she was going to come to Royal Ascot or not. I think the result made it worth the journey.
And that's what Royal Ascot wants, is international winners, as well as a Frankie Dettori winner, because we got the flying dismount.
That's right.
And a Royal winner as well. We might just come to that a little bit later on.
I'll be waiting.
Yes, but the best is very much still yet to come. Read the feature race of the day, the Ascot Gold Cup. It's the one they all want to win. These are the runners and riders. Group 1 over 2.5. The French Raider under Stéphane Pasquier. Big call, number 1.
Number 2 is going to be Broome, was victorious 2 back over in Dubai.
4 stars for Coltrane, Oisin Murphy, Andrew Balding won at the meeting last year.
I would make that one 5 stars, in my opinion.
You would.
Lonely Eagle, number 4, Ralph Beckett with Rosa Ryan in the irons.
Nate the Great will lend you his star for Coltrane.
Thank
Andrew
you.
Balding, Harry Davies.
Coming in at number 6, Objectivist. His last win was actually the 2021 Gold Cup. He's looking for his first win since then, but it's only his 3rd start. The 7 was Scratch, the 8 is Trusha, and Alan King going to be the conditioner there. Holly Doyle having a fantastic meeting already.
Number 9 is Wise Eagle, who'll come out of stall number 5, the number in brackets, Danny Tudhope, Adam Nicol.
Yabir at number 10 for Charlie Appleby, who's having a cold meeting right now, but Tom thinks he can come up today.
Yabir's going to warm him up, I hope. Courage Mon Ami for John and Thady Gosden, now in new ownership since last week. Frankie Dettori rides.
Eldar Alderov going to be the 5-star horse right here for Roger Berry, and Davey Egan going to be aboard.
Goes in rain, Tom Marquand, Willie Mullins. I know you give her a shout.
I certainly do. She's flat or hurdles, no problem whatsoever. And rounding out our field, Emily Dickinson for the master, Aidan O'Brien. I feel like she's screaming for more ground. We've seen fillies win this before, like Estimate in 2013.
You can see those stars. Eldar Alderov comes out on top there. But who's got your 5 stars, Michelle?
I'm so glad you asked.
I want the 1, 2, 3, 4, please, Michelle, in your finest handwriting.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is not my finest because you lent me a pen and the pen was too thick.
Why Coltrane?
I just think he's the most consistent horse. Even though it's been spread between last fall and this year, his overall body of work with recency, to me, is the strongest.
Okay, Coltrane, Echoes in Rain, Eldar Alderov, and Subjectivist. So, Michelle back this year, but guess who else is? It's our main man out and about. He had such good fun last year, he wasn't not going to come back. Come in,
He's swinging.
Kojo Anim. You're swinging away. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm down at the Royal Enclosure in this beautiful, glorious sunshine. I've checked out the fashion. I've been checking out in the weight room. I met some of the jockeys. Like, it is absolutely amazing out here. And I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm best dressed. Hey, hold on, guys. I really need a drink. Thank you very much.
Why does Kojo get the best job?
Hey.
I mean, it's great to be hosting and all, but
I am sitting here with Moet Chandon having a sip.
that man knows how to have a good time. Listen, Kojo, don't drink too much because you've got to find some winners later on. That's it. That's important. Now, the Royal Procession kicks off each and every day here at Royal Ascot. Importantly this year, it is the first where in the front carriage, the main contingent, their Majesties, the King and Queen. King Charles III, there he is, with Queen Camilla alongside. The Royal Procession is such a huge part of racing at Royal Ascot this year.
It certainly is, Tom. In fact, I was here as a fan yesterday, and about 30 minutes before the Royal Procession made their way, I went to the parade ring, lined myself up on the fence, and like the American tourists, had to make sure I got video of their Majesties arriving. I got nice little selfies with them in the background, and I saw also Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber. I tried to approach him to tell him what a fan I was, and he went running in the other direction.
Now, I also, rather terrifyingly, saw you in conversation with Princess Anne.
She was so lovely.
Which frankly was frightening. Now, that's not the only thing today, because Prince Charles, look, he's loved being here. King Charles has adored every second of it, I think. But the key moment came earlier on. We had a royal winner, Michelle.
The purple silks with the red sleeves right in between there. Look at the smile. Very reminiscent of his mother.
Yeah, absolutely. When Estimate won the race, the feature race today, with John Warren alongside. There's King Charles debriefing with Tom Marquand, who's having a fantastic season, back from injury. That was a huge moment to get a royal winner. That's what we all wanted. That's what Ascot wanted. And it ties in with the Queen back in 1953. She had a winner here with Choir Boy. That was her first year at Royal Ascot, and now King Charles has had his first. And she is commemorated here, Queen Elizabeth II, with an exhibition that's been hugely popular, as you'd expect.
Yeah, it's been lovely. I went the first day I was here. I feel like every single photo in this exhibition shows the true joy and passion that Queen Elizabeth brought to horse racing. Many people stopping just to read about it and about some of these favorite moments. And at least for me, Tom, most of the photos I saw are pictures that even in the U.S. resonate. We remember these photos. They're photos that we have seen so many times. It was a really great tribute to an amazing monarch.
Yeah, her absolute love for horse racing and everything surrounding it. Right, I think high time we went out and found Kojo. I think he's got hats on the mind.
Okay, guys, so we're trying to make sure that my hat is absolutely polished. I'm here with Christian and Patrick from Oliver Brown, who actually fitted your boy out today. Now, what happens when somebody's hat needs a little bit of polishing? What's the process?
So the process is as follows. So with the silk one, which is the ones we've got here, which are antiques, haven't been made for 75 years, so they're all over 100 years old really. But it's really nice. Both hats you have, never use Guinness or sugary fluid on it, which lots of people in the car parks do here. Do not do that, because actually it's not good for silk. Because it's so what we do is it's actually a dry cleaning fluid that you put on clothes. And that's what we use to clean it. Have we got the pots? There we go, we've got the pots. We can do a pot anyway. So you go with the nape. And the silk, why the silk is such a difficult thing to get hold of, it's not made anymore, is because it's a long fibre and you have to brush with the nape of the silk, which is that direction. And that hat then becomes very, very shiny.
Very,
very shiny. The more you put on. And smells quite nice too.
Now, what state do hats normally come in that need repairing? How bad are they?
Well, the hats that come in are really not. They've just been a bit unloved. I mean, this is in great condition, this silk. You wouldn't think it's over 125 years old, but it is. It shines immaculate. Look at our King today. You can see his always looks immaculate. So lots of the ones that come in actually look like one of those, which isn't a silk, but it looks.
I like my hat.
It looks that if we were to go the wrong way against the grain here, you'd see that it's. So a lot of the hats will come in like that. which is, if you go the reverse, scuffed, and they haven't been loved.
And how long have you guys been working with Royal Ascot?
So we've been lucky enough to be official licensee of the Royal Ascot for off and on 5 years, but in the new way they've been doing things the last 15, so we're very lucky to be here.
Well, listen, thank you guys for giving us your time, and enjoy the rest of the races.
It's going to be a silk cap for Kojo next year. One thing that's helped this year, the weather, has meant that the ladies in particular got all the dresses and hats out. When you rejoin us, we'll be talking style.
Welcome back here to the Golden Hour, taking a look at some of the fantastic fashion that's been happening on Gold Cup Day, or as we like to call it, Ladies' Day. Tom, I'm glad you took this opportunity to get your hat shined.
Yes, I didn't quite have the dry cleaning fluid that was mentioned by our friends over at Oliver Brown. It just a wet wipe did for me.
You know what? Your silk looks shiny. Is that a good term to use?
Yes, I think that's what it is. You want it to shine. That's it. So thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm glad I could be a fashion expert for you. I think Kojo is standing by with some more fashion experts as well.
I'm joined by two special guests, Scott Wimsett and Louise Rowe.
Yay!
Thank you very much for giving me this time. So we want to talk fashion. And that's a very big part of Royal Ascot. What are some of the traditions of Royal Ascot fashion?
Some of the traditions, I mean, you know, the fashion at Ascot goes back a really long way. I mean, we kind of look right back to those incredible images in the 20s with like Coco Chanel and Rita Hayworth and all of these sort of silver screen people. Then you got like, you know, in the 50s, you have our late Queen, you know, the Christian Dior kind of cinched in waist when the sort of silhouette was changing, and obviously Princess Margaret would just absolutely nail it. And here we are in 2023. Yeah. You know, just, it's so exciting. It's Gold Cup Day. Ladies' Day. We're not allowed to say that. But, yeah, I mean, just, it's the day where we notch everything forward and everyone comes out in all their finery, as does Louise.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think, you know, yes, there's Fashion Week, but name another event where for 5 days straight, women really go to town. I mean, yes, you guys look amazing too. I love seeing top hats. But it is head...
I was waiting for the butt.
You look... There's a butt. Head to toe finery, works of art. There are so many milliners in attendance as well. And I think the preparation that goes into these outfits are just spectacular. And we both come from a fashion background, so our eyes are out on stalks. You know, you mentioned traditions. There are also quite a lot of rules. So in the royal enclosure, you know, straps have to be an inch plus. I'm just getting through today.
Yeah.
You know, you have to obviously have knees covered. What else have we got?
Well, the hat's obviously with a 4-inch base.
Yes, you can't just wear a headband. It has to be a proper hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we've seen some incredible jewellery. It's more is more.
Now, does there tend to be like a yearly theme, or do people just kind of just do their own thing and improvise?
Our theme for Royal Ascot, and especially for Gold Cup Day, is sustainability. So we are seeing an awful lot of repurposed upcycling and rental, which is just fabulous.
Now, what I like about the fashion especially, I always feel like there's a bit of competition between the men and the women.
Especially today.
Yeah, exactly. You look fabulous, by the way, Louise. What would you say? Do you think about those things, or do you just say, I'm just going to be unique?
I think the men get to be the arm candy is what I think.
I'll be your arm candy all day long.
Let the ladies shine.
Well, listen, guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you,
Have a good day.
Kojo.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See, the only thing gentlemen have to think about really is the tie waistcoat combination. I like Scott and Kojo there. They've gone for contrasting colours. I'm much safer. I played it.
Yes, you're more one-toned. Can you wear a different color shirt than white or no?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to try it on Saturday and see if I'm allowed in. You haven't been shopping per se, but you've been looking at LK Bennett, where this fine dress you have on is from.
Yes, my dress was provided by LK Bennett, and I got to go into the shop today. Obviously, since I wasn't here, I had to shop online for my dress. But if you were...
How was the sizing there? There was no issue there?
No issue. Good. No, I got one in my size, and it fit lovely. And if you were on site, not only can you buy dresses from their Royal Ascot line, they also have 2 other lines there. There is, for sure, a dress I'm leaving here with. They're also doing a 25% off sale, all their dresses, and they've got great shoes too. As soon as we're done here, we're taking our bag of champagne and we're going to go buy a dress.
I love the idea that you could dress for Royal Ascot and then see something else you like, bin it and wear something else.
Yeah, well, you just come back the next day or bring it home, or just change halfway through the day?
Yeah,
Depends how bad you've been, I guess.
Exactly. Depends how messy you've got, because there's plenty going on and there's plenty of food that you can potentially spill down yourself. I did a little bit earlier on. That is what happens at Royal Ascot. There's food, there's drink, there's lots to wear, plenty more going on behind the scenes.
Hello, good morning to you.
What a cast we have assembled.
Ryan Ascot this week for the opening Queen Anne, and we have a horse all back. Queen Anne Stakes.
Get up!
James McDonald is got in our cherry religieux.
Nice look at all of Ascot behind the scenes. Now, Kojo has been swinging. He's been drinking, he's been shopping, he's been talking to fashion people. I think he might be hungry. Lucky for him, we have world-renowned chef Ramon Blanc standing by.
First, Kojo, I must compliment you on your dress code.
Oh, take your time, take your time.
You look absolutely perfect, apart the tie here, which is slightly undone, and you always have a break on your tie.
Thank you.
And now you look absolutely smashing.
Okay, I like it. What is the theme that you're preparing this year,
Well,
2023?
This year I actually changed completely certain things. We started by... Doesn't look much, but taste that.
Mm-hmm.
There, what you have here, I've captured the heart of the tomato. Taste it.
Oh, wow.
And no guilt, okay? Eh? You don't like my sense of tomato?
No, it's good. Oh.
Come on. You don't like it? I feel voilà, that's the way. There's no what.
That's very good. That was like lunch in a glass.
Well, it's a very light lunch.
That's very nice.
But basically, I bought a lot of fantastic langoustine, quill coat, and driven every day, fresh, alive. And I'm serving langoustine, roasted langoustine, onto a red pepper, aioli sauce, and some beautiful spices, a little jus of langoustine, and it is so fresh, so clean, so lovely. Then as main course, we're lucky here to have a Royal Ascot, and we have got the land, so many lands, and there's lots of lots of lambing here. So the lamb is from Royal Ascot land, okay, the farms, and just is a rump of lamb, hanged for 12 days to make it really sweet and tender, with a simple jus, and served with all the area of summer vegetables, full of colors, of beauty, and so light.
And
then we have the dessert.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you got the dessert set up here.
I'm going to show it to you.
Okay, so break it down for us.
You can eat yourself, okay, for your home, okay? You will do that?
I will,
okay.
I will.
So very simple, just up, little plaque here, a lovely sablé here. That you stick in the middle here, très bien. So then after you just, that's a panna cotta.
My son would love this.
With quiche.
It's messy, yep.
Voilà, panna cotta with quiche. We're going to place a few apricots here in the middle of it. Look at that, how gorgeous they are. So are the first apricots, okay. Voilà, très bien. Look at that, how gorgeous it is.
Write this down, son. 3 apricots.
Okay, so then after we're going to do a few tomatoes, a few little strawberries, just around for color and flavor, of course. Look how good. And they are really, that's the perfect time now. Royal Ascot actually coincide with the beginning of summer, beginning of parties, beginning of friends enjoying themselves, having picnic, having wonderful time. Voilà, très bien. And then, of course, you want texture. Texture is very, very important. So I'm going to add
What's
a
this
bit of
now?
pistachio.
Oh.
There's a spicy pistachio here. Oh, one of the few almonds which are roasted with kirsch. Look at that, look at that. Oh, lovely. And that's one of the, so texture is amazing. Voilà, très bien. So we're going to put a bit of gelée. Okay. Très bien. Apricot gelée here. So it's all trembling and delicate. Come on.
That one's being a bit aggressive, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to lead that way. Don't want to come. Voilà. Look how golden, gorgeous it is. Like the golden cup. And then a few violets.
And now we taste? Okay, now we wait. Okay.
Voilà. And then you finish by a little strawberry jus. Look at that.
Now just let me give it the official approval because, it's only right.
Yeah, you can. Oh, have it all. So you've got the sablé underneath, okay?
Yep.
Be careful that beard, huh? The beard is a trap, you know that.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Raymond Blanc does it again. Back to you guys.
Cheers. Have a very happy Ascot, wherever you are. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, make sure you keep an eye on Kojo's Instagram in the coming weeks when he recreates that dish. I'm sure you won't be able to tell the difference. Coming up, we'll be talking all things Frankie on the Kojo Hour.
With 78 Royal Ascot winners, Frankie Dettori tops the charts. 8 of those were Gold Cups. And right now, Tom, we are going to bid him farewell as he is on his final year of racing. Let's take a look back at the legendary Frankie Dettori.
Look at Frankie Dettori's face there. He is so thrilled because this is the big race the jockeys want to win, and he really is absolutely chuffed a bit.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Saw it all there. Well, Frankie Dettori has joined me now, having won the Gold Cup. Frankie, you got it just right.
I think I get to like Ascot, I think we should just cancel the rest of England.
It is
Just
definitely
visit
your
Ascot.
favourite racecourse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic week. I mean, all our horses have been running out of their skin. When you hit that winning post, it's a great joy.
To be leading rider at Ascot, you need to have the good horses in the big races. You need to have good 2-year-olds. You need to have the spectrum of everything. You can't just go there with 2 good ones at the big races because that's not good enough. You need, and we had a lot of firepower. We had runners, we, Godolphin, in almost every race. Those horses, they get you out of trouble. They put you in a good spot. So it makes my life easier.
Yes, Ooster, Daddy, we done it, Mummy. This can go straight in the cabinet, the Gold Cup, straight to there on the
isn't
top.
it small?
That's all right, I don't smoke, so I'm all right.
You're starting to be a Gold Cup specialist.
Yeah, well, I've had a few now. What is it, 3?
4?
4 Gold Cups, yeah.
Nowadays, they give us something smart like this. The Queen, when she was still alive, she gave the trophies when you won the Gold Cup and when they won the Queen Elizabeth race. So I was lucky enough that I won 8 Gold Cups. It's probably the most prestigious, the most followed by people that don't even watch racing. It's the busiest day, the Queen gives you the trophy. Can't get any better than that. Some years you have some real good results. So especially the year that I won 4 in the day, and then I nearly won the 5th as well. And I thought the grandstand was going to fall down.
I was in the paddock that day. The crackle is the only way I can describe it around the crowd as you're going down for number 5. It was electric.
It was nearly as good as when I won the 7, the feeling. I mean, I was on cloud 9. Once the crowds get behind me, then I can turn it up. And it was electric, I must say. It was one of those days that I will never forget.
But you've also been successful when there were no crowd through COVID.
Yeah, well, it was very sad, really, in a way. I mean, luckily then we still race, but, to win a Gold Cup by 10 lengths with Stradivarius, nobody there. I think I was cheated of a good cheer, right? Well, great horse with a turn of foot, especially around Ascot. A push button, I mean, what a horse.
I honestly don't know what we're going to do without him, first of all, because he's the best big race rider around. His character is unparalleled, and we will miss him so much. I think when he announced his farewell tour for a year, people went, a year, really? But it's fitting, it's right.
He's needed it, and he's deserved it. I love the fact that he started his career in California. He started his farewell tour in Southern California.
And he nailed it out there,
oh
right?
My gosh, he did so well. He was winning 3-4 a day. At one point, the reporters kept making him do his flying dismounts, and he's like, you guys, my knees have to last the rest of the year. I can't do any more flying dismounts. So he did decline those. He got a race. He did win a race for me at the meet. So I was very excited. It's all I wanted. I blew up the photo from my wall.
So this was Gregory winning yesterday, winning the Queen's Vase, and we got the customary flying dismount. You can see what it means to him. He wanted a winner here so much. And at the age of 52, every time he lands after that flying dismount, it's heart and mouth stuff. but seriously, like to still be at the top of your game, and he is at the top of his game at 52, is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The records that he is already bringing into the last year of his racing, and the way he's finishing it off. I mean, this is quite the swan song. It's the type of career that you think, maybe I should just keep going. He's doing so well.
I mean, that will go through his head. These are his 8 wins to date. He's got a chance this year, we'll come to that, but I mean 1992.
It was only 10 years ago.
Keep telling yourself that. I mean, it's unbelievable to still be riding them, then 3 consecutive ones with the great Stradivarius for John Gosden, who his career in the UK started with John, and it's now culminating with John, and that itself is really fitting. And he's got a chance this year with the well-supported Courage Mon Ami.
I know you like that horse a lot. Undefeated record on the line.
Yeah, I think he's a 4-year-old who we didn't see much of him last year, but I think he'll stay the distance, and he's got a good chance. And the Frankie factor is a thing. I think particularly now he's got that win under his belt, he might just kick on. He's been riding just so concern-free this year. He's been riding brilliantly.
Wouldn't it be great for him to, after the mess last year with Stradivarius, to be able to come back in his swan song year with redemption for a victory here?
He likes being reminded about that. Stradivarius last year. You should talk to him.
I'm just going to do that right here, and that's it. Speaking of runners for our Gold Cup, they are currently being saddled right now. Here is a look at Coltrane, well fancied, for the upcoming Gold Cup.
Well, our big race isn't too far away, the 214th running of the Gold Cup. And what we want to know is, how do you find a winner? What do you look for in the parade ring, Michelle, first of all?
I'm always looking for a nice fit horse, first of all. I don't want to see too much excess flesh, so I want to see almost like a 6-pack of abs on the side of the horse. In a stayers race...
You looked at me when you said that. That doesn't work.
In a stayers race, I really don't mind to see a horse that's a little bit leaner, because we expect to see it of them. I always look for dapples, which are a lighter spot on horses' coats. Now, because of your weather over here, I feel like you don't get as many dapples as we do stateside, but it's certainly something that I look for.
But you really see the gleam on Coltrane there, on his rear end, but the sun shining off his back. That's a plus, right?
It's a plus for me. I think he looks beautiful walking out here. He is in such good mind form, right? He's coming out here, he is quiet, he's interested, and I loved how he was acting in the saddling ring.
And so Eldarov here, sometimes they'll have 2 handlers, one either side of their head, just one here. I mean, that's often a sign that a horse is nice and relaxed. He's taking it all in, but look at his ears, they're alert, he's listening to the ambience, the atmosphere around him.
He is, and look at what a loose rein his handler has on him. He's not having to keep his attention at all. A lot of these horses, I feel like, in this particular race are just going to be very, very professional. You see the nice job the groom's done on his rear end. You can see those swipe marks there. Oh, there's your horse, Tom.
Here's your beer. Now, that is Charlie Appleby's travelling head lad to the horse's right, and to the left is the groom. Charlie Appleby's travelling head lad will often walk around just next to the horse here, but notably that he's got that hood on as well, because he can just be a bit flighty.
Look at the stars on the next horse behind him. That is a work of art. If I was choosing best turned out, that makes me have some extra sway in that direction.
They're the quarter marks, aren't they, that the grooms can make an effort to really make these horses.
I don't think I've seen stars very many times, though.
No, it's not easy to do. Well, unless you use a stencil. Anyway, we'll come to that. We need to know who Kojo fancies, because he's had a year now.
To pick out a horse?
So surely, Kojo, you know exactly what to look for. Who wins?
You know what? Yeah, I'm by the Royal Enclosure. It is packed down here and the sun is still beaming. And as you can see, the horses kind of doing a pre-parade and getting them ready for the race coming up, the big one, the Gold Cup. Now, a little tip is that if the horse is sweating during the ceremony, then I feel like they may have exhausted their energy. So based on that tip, I think I know who I'm going for. I think I'm gonna go for Eldarov, I think it is. Yeah, I think that's the one. My boy who I interviewed earlier on, Oisin Murphy. I call him my boy now because, you know, we're mates like that. But basically, I think that's the horse I'm gonna go for. So I got 20 quid on me. I'm gonna try and see how far that goes. But the horses are looking amazing. And, you know, I was in the saddle area where they were setting them up and getting them really, and it was very quiet over there. Very kind of like focused. The horses are getting focused. The jockeys are ready to kind of do their thing, really. So it's going to be quite an exciting race, and definitely one that I'm going to have my money on this year. So that's all that's happening right now. I saw Fleur East, by the way. I don't know if you know Fleur East. I saw her just now. She looks good. Not as good as the horses, but anyway. Back to you guys over there.
Yeah, Kojo, listen, when we call it paddock watching, you're meant to be watching horses, bud. I'm sure Fleuris was looking fantastic, but this is strictly horses, Kojo. That's most important.
I've noticed that Kojo is kind of in the middle, and he has a barrier between him and all of the horses. Yes. You're not afraid of the horses, are you, Kojo?
No. Do you know what? I've ridden a horse years ago. The horse was called Bruce. It was a beautiful, beautiful horse. And yeah, man, I'm not afraid of these guys, just as long as they don't get too close.
Kojo, thank you. I look forward, hopefully, to scenes like last year where you just missed out on a winner. So good luck.
Mate, I feel good about this year, man. I feel good about this year, man. Let's go.
Kojo, good luck.
Cheers, buddy.
Back with him soon enough. Bye. He's going to be putting a bet on. Yeah, we've had a good look at them. Listen, I'm still confident with your beer. I'm hoping so anyway. Fingers crossed.
You know, the more I see Coltrane walking around, I know I liked him on top, but I like him a lot. I'm really waiting to see Subjectivist. I haven't gotten to see him in the parade ring. I'm hoping that he comes out behind me soon so I can see him warm up.
All right, let's take you around the track where the runners are going to be lining up soon enough in the big one.
Tom, the Gold Cup will start us all the way back on the chute. It's a 2.5-mile journey, 4,800 meters, utilizing nearly all of Ascot's course.
And a nice big field this year. They'll be jostling for early position, round about 55 kilometers per hour in front of the pack stands. You might not want to be too far back. You might not want to be trapped inside on the rail.
Stradivarius was just that last year, as you see him in the yellow cap. Frankie was trying to save some position, but it ended up making him having to go very wide coming down the lane.
This is Swinley Bottom, traditionally the softest part of the track. They'll hit about 61.3 Ks here, and the riders will start to think about their challenge for home.
Sometimes there's an early move, like Yates does right around this turn. He takes advantage, he pours on his stamina. He was really on display, not once, not twice, not three, but 4 times he won the Gold Cup.
He is commemorated in the paddock with the beautiful bronze. And Ryan Moore, well, he challenged at the perfect time on estimate in the colours of Her Majesty the Queen. I'll never get sick of seeing this, Michelle.
I can watch this over and over, and I just want to see her reaction again. It is one of my favorite moments in horse racing. Look at that smile.
It won't be beaten. Her Majesty the Queen those years ago celebrating a royal winner in the biggest race. Michelle, your wish is our command. You wanted to see Subjectivist, brilliant winner of this race in the past, and lining up again. He had a significant injury. They thought that was his career over. He was going to be retired. They've got him back, and here he is.
Hey, look, we were over in Saudi to watch him on his return. He didn't really run that day, and I think we were overwhelmingly disappointed to see Subjectivist come back with a poor effort. Subsequently, he headed over to Dubai. I think he finished a good third behind Broome there. One of my favorite form angles is the third start off of a layoff. It's when a horse can really peak. He looks fantastic right here. I mean, look at the energy he's carrying right now. He looks super interested in what's about to happen. He's got 2 handlers, but he didn't need 2 handlers. He was happy with 1.
Yeah, some yards just do it. I mean, so has Courage Mon Ami, but he does have that red hood on, which is going to help him keep calm. They're just using that in the parade ring here. The red hood on is taken off before the start, as opposed to, say, Yabir, who had a black one on, who runs with it in the race. But this horse will have that taken off. I mean, he's got his head down there. He looks okay. He's a little more alert than some of them. He's one of the least experienced in the field, Michelle.
Yeah, only 3 starts under the belt, but he's never tasted defeat, so that's obviously a positive. Couple drawbacks for me is he's never been this far, and also he only has 1 start on turf.
Runners and riders for you then, 2.5 miles for the 214th running of the Gold Cup. Big call for Stéphane Pasquier, will come out of 13.
Broom for Aidan O'Brien, one of a pair that he has in here, the Globetrotter.
Coltrane for Andrew Boulding, and for Kojo's boy, O'Sheen.
Rosa Ryan will be aboard Lone Eagle for Ralph Beckett. I would say a fair chance here.
Nate the Great, Harry Davis, Andrew Boulding.
He still has my star. He still has my star.
You're
supposed to give it to me.
Up just like that.
Subjectivist coming up next. We'll see if third time isn't a charm to return to the winner's circle. Tashkent was scratched. Trushan is also going to be number 8. Holly Doyle aboard.
Wise Eagle for Danny Tudhope and trainer Adam Nicol, 2 stars.
Yabir, number 10. William Buick aboard for Charlie Appleby.
I'm confident. I shouldn't be, but I am. Courage Mon Ami, who we saw at the back end there in the parade ring. Frankie Dettori, John and Thady Gosling, the hit form this week.
Elder Eldov, 5 stars for the rating. Well fancied here. Kojo going to be putting his 20 pounds there in our horse.
Goes in Rain, who was second on your list, Michelle. Tom Marquand, William Mullins.
I like this filly in here. And speaking of fillies, Emily Dickinson will round us out the other entry for Aidan O'Brien.
All right. We are building up to the big one. The runners and riders are making their way out ahead of the big one, the 214th running of the Ascot Gold Cup. There's Rosa Ryan heading out. It's going to be the big race next, the Ascot Gold Cup, when you rejoin us. So the horses have amassed down at the start ahead of the feature, the Gold Cup today, and the loading process is underway. They're going forward. Wise Eagle. It's a warm day. Plenty of them stood nice and relaxed just out the back, Michelle.
Can I ask you, Tom, what do we see from a pace standpoint here? Is that too hard to declare?
No, I mean, I think there's every chance Elder Elderov won't be too far away. I know Yabir will be ridden very back.
I would love to see him up close. I have had the biggest anger about the way they ride Yabir. I know you guys like him ridden cold. I would love to just let him run on a little bit.
Hold him and produce him late. Emily Dickinson went forward last time. I'm not sure that suited her. There she is under Ryan Moore, the leading rider at the meeting so far with 4 winners. But the obvious pace, I'm not certain. Coltrane, I suppose he's the most solid option, but he's not the most exciting for me.
Want to add real quick that the 8 Trushan, also a non-runner here now, Tom.
Trushan was taken out. Now, I think a lot of that will be to do with conditions. Trushan wants softer ground than this, and they probably just said, we don't want to risk him for all it is, the Gold Cup. Sum it up for us, Michelle.
It's going to be Coltrane.
That's confidence for you. Last one going in is Broom for Wayne Lorden and Aidan O'Brien. Richard Hoyles with a big race call.
Of the Royal Meeting. Yabir was slow into stride. He was the one that gave him a couple of length starts. So the early stages of the Gold Cup. It's Lone Eagle, who's up in trips, taking a bit of a grip out in the lead, and Subjectivist is gradually moving to the front. Lone Eagle's raced fiercely through the first furlong towards the inside in that headgear. Emily Dickinson and Broom, the Aidan O'Brien pair, are disputing 3rd place at this stage. Coltrane has settled in round about 5th place on the outside of Wise Eagle. Echoes in Rain comes next. Elder Elderov just a bit scratchy through the first furlong and a half there. He stride out with any great purpose on the outside of Courage Mon Ami and Big Call and Yabir, who was restrained on jumping out at the back markers. So Subjectivist has adopted this front-running role. As expected, makes his way across the intersection, has the advantage by just over a length. Lone Eagle is in second, Emily Dickinson races in third. Broom in the check colours in 4th place, just ahead of Wise Eagle, who races in 5th. In 6th place is Coltrane, just ahead of Echoes in Rain on the inside of Nate the Great. Then we have Courage Mon Ami alongside Eldar Elderov, and the back pair are Big Call and Yabir. So Subjectivist has the lead from Lone Eagle, who continues to race a little keenly in second despite taking the trail. As the crowd send them out on their final circuit, Subjectivist just beginning to press on slightly. There's now about 6 lengths between 1st and 3rd, and that 3rd is Emily Dickinson with Broom. then Wise Eagle and Coltrane as they turn away from the stand. It's Echoes in Rain races on the inside of Nate the Great, Eldarov on the outside of Courage Mon Ami. Has 2 behind at this stage as they make the turn. They are Big Cool and Jabir. And Jabir would now be about 15 lengths behind Subjectivist. Just scatters the pigeons as they race inside the final mile and a half. Subjectivist by 2 lengths. In second place is Lone Eagle, 4 lengths back to Emily Dickinson, a length and a half to Broome. Wise Eagle in 5th on the inside of Coltrane, then Echoes in Rain in the green and red, Nate the Great, Eldarov racing on the outside of Courage Mon Ami, Frankie Dettori currently 3 from the back, with Big Call and Jabir. This is where Subjectivist won his Gold Cup 2 years ago. He stole away on the descent to Swinley Bottom, and he has the lead by about 4 lengths. He's increased the advantage over Lone Eagle, but not necessarily over the rest of the field, because Lone Eagle has dropped back into only a length in advance of Emily Dickinson, Broome, and then Wise Eagle. Behind these Coltrane, who sat mid-division throughout, with Echoes in Rain, Nate the Great, Courage Mon Ami, Eldarov, Big Call, and Yabir, who for the first time has just closed up to be amongst horses, albeit right at the back. So Subjectivist now moves on by about 4. In third place, Emily Dickinson. Ryan Moore's just moved Emily Dickinson off the fence, still only in third, just guaranteeing Lone Eagle's not going to end up in his lap. Broome is 4th as now they begin the turn, and this is where stamina will really begin to tell. The steady climb uphill in the Gold Cup. In 5th place is Wise Eagle. Coltrane in 6th, Echoes in Rain, Nate the Great, Eldarov, Courage Mon Ami, Big Call, and still at the back is Yabir. Subjectivist just trying to fill the tank out in front. Lone Eagle closes to within about a length and a half as they climb uphill and make their way towards the final 5 furlongs. Emily Dickinson, then Broome. Behind these, Coltrane just beginning to try and move a little bit closer on the outside of Wise Eagle. Behind these, Eldarov is beginning to make a move. Striped colours. Courage Mon Ami tries to get on his back with Big Call and Yabir. So they're well bunched now. Subjectivist for the first time feeling some pressure for a rival, and that rival's Lone Eagle as they begin now to make the turn. Coltrane has moved steadily through the field, is now joint third with Emily Dickinson. Then behind these, Broome, Eldarov is very wide round the bend as they straighten, and now in the lead, Lone Eagle kicks for glory. Coltrane and Emily Dickinson, then Echoes in Rain. On the inside, Courage Mon Ami is making ground for Frankie Dettori. It's getting messy out wider. Coltrane has the lead. Courage Mon Ami in the red cap. Subjectivist on the inside. Then Emily Dickinson. Courage Mon Ami for Frankie Dettori. Moves alongside Coltrane. The 2 fight out the Gold Cup. Courage Mon Ami, but on the inside, still fighting back Coltrane. Courage Mon Ami with the red cap. Frankie Dettori will win on his final Gold Cup ride. But John and Thady Gosden, Courage Mon Ami remains unbeaten. In second place, Coltrane, Subjectivist, Emily Dickinson fight out third. Nate the Great, Eldarov never looked comfortable. Yabir was never involved. Big Call likewise. Courage Mon Ami in a race that hasn't been the happiest for Frankie Dettori in his last couple of years on Stradivarius. This time he stayed to the inside. The gaps opened. It became a struggle with Coltrane. We had the King of England win earlier on. The King of Ascot won the Gold Cup.
Of course he did. Frankie Dettori, 9 in the Ascot Gold Cup. What a year he's having, and he's won the biggest race of all at Royal Ascot for a 9th time. Frankie Dettori, when you saw him, Michelle, picking his way through the field, you just knew.
I mean, I gotta say, Coltrane threw down, re-engaged, but Frankie Dettori pushed this horse on, well backed by you, Tom. All day today you've been talking about Courage Mon Ami, very lightly raced, but you had the most experience, the most winningest rider in Gold Cup history aboard, and he pushed it through to the victory today.
Most experienced on the horse, least experienced horse. What a performance from him, Courage Mon Ami, so lightly raced. And we're looking for a new star in this division. Maybe we've got it.
Certainly, and what a swan song again for Frankie Dettori to have lost this race last year, to come back this year and win it in this type of fashion with a completely different runner than Stradivarius was. I love that. And you know Frankie was ecstatic when he put up his hand, one stride before the wire, and gave you that fist pump.
And John Gosden, the trainer there, who shook Frankie's hand, he didn't hide his disappointment last year after Stradivarius didn't get the job done. Well,
It
he went up.
caused a rift between them a little.
Yeah,
you know,
it
a
did.
little bit.
After this, they had a brief split, and then they came back together. Well, another winner for them this week, and
Poetry.
Frankie Dettori. Just look at him. You see him picking his way through the field. He went the brave route through
Yes.
horses, Michelle.
So he's towards the back in the red cap, and we saw him last year do the opposite on Stradivarius and take him outside, and had a stop trip. Here, he went inside, never was clear, but didn't panic, and then right here, when Coltrane hit the front, opens up the hole. Again, we're looking at the horse in the red cap to come through. The rider on Coltrane's gone to the stick. Frankie just in a hand ride until they engage, and look, he just reaches back and does the California one tap and pushes him past the wire.
That's experience, isn't it? That's not panicking. A less experienced rider might have reached for the stick again and tried to get more out of the horse. He didn't need to.
Didn't need to. He was confident in the way he was able to carry that horse. Also, can I just give a big, huge hug to Subjectivist? He held on for third. When they turned for home to me, it looked like he was going to throw in the towel, and guts and class alone carried him home in third.
Yeah, Frankie Dettori. It's ultimately, in some ways, it's the result we wanted, because it's
perfect.
Frankie bowing out from the Gold Cup on top.
Yeah, every single person in this establishment right now is excited, whether they backed him or not.
He's ridden a brilliant race. It wasn't to be for Yabir, who sadly
missed the break.
He couldn't pick his way through, could he? But what a performance from Frankie Dettori, and from Courage Mon Ami to stay on and score. He sort of initially went the Stradivarius route.
Yeah, he did, getting him down towards the rail, but this time it worked out more, and Rishi Prasad, I believe, spoke with Frankie after the ride.
Yeah, let's hear from him now.
When you've won the Gold Cup 9 times, I'll just leave it to you, Frankie.
Unbelievable. I thought it was a bridge too far from handicaps to Group 1, but I had the perfect race. Listen to that. That's what it's all about.
It is what it's all about. But it nearly didn't happen, because in fairness, Coltrane fought so hard. Did you think you'd win it?
No, I thought it was going to come back. But in fairness, he's still a baby, so when Coltrane came back, he picked up again. I can't hear myself talking, it's so much clapping.
Frankie, I'm going to let you enjoy it. We can talk to you so many times, buddy. Well done.
Frankie Dettori is thrilled, but the crowd might be even more ecstatic. You heard them cheering on Frankie Dettori, the master of the Gold Cup here, as he is victorious on Courage Mon Ami.
This is the bit that we all love to see. Pointing down at the horse in his trademark style, and then he will leap off.
Yes.
And there is his landing, and the traditional.
Here's your kiss.
That was for me, wasn't it?
That was for you. He told me.
We're going to miss this, but what a magic moment that is. Frankie Dettori, a flying dismount after riding the Gold Cup winner, Courage Mon Ami. And hugs all round for Frankie. It was a great renewal of the race. I think if you pick out the second and the third, they're sort of the horses you would want there, with Coltrane off the back of his win last year in the Ascot Stakes, coming and running an excellent race. And Subjectivist, it's proved that they did the right thing, keeping going with this horse, because he's kept on again and run an excellent race.
Ran an excellent race in here, like you said, opened up quite a distance on the rest of the field early on and was still around at the end. Even though he was well beaten, he never let down in courage. Obviously, it's great to see Frankie get the win for the Gostins, but Frankel, I would say one of the most memorable Royal Ascot races in history was Frankel winning here. So to have an offspring of him be able to win on Royal Ascot week is phenomenal.
Yeah, he is an incredible stallion, is Frankel, whose side Courage Mon Ami. Everyone at Royal Ascot delighted with Frankie Dettori. I think everyone.
Come on!
No.
Come on! Oh, you won! Congrats! Congrats! Second again! Second again!
It's a tricky game.
I like it that the crowd went wild.
Yeah.
Frankie's fist bumping, and Kojo goes, No.
Sometimes, Kojo, you've just got to put what you want personally aside and appreciate a great result for horse racing. Hey, Kojo.
And back your next horse both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Make sure you find the winner of the next, Kojo. How are you feeling?
I'm not happy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not happy. Last year, I thought one horse was going to win. He didn't. I put 2 up this year. Two, and I still lost. I could bet on every horse and probably still lose. That's the kind of luck I'm having here. But you know what? It's been a great day. It's been fantastic.
Oh, Kojo. Oh, listen.
About enough.
We know.
I'm going to the bar.
Feels. You've drunk champagne, you've had your hat shine, but he hasn't backed a winner.
There's still racing to come.
I'm stressed.
There's still 3 races.
Wait, did one of you lot win?
Yeah, I did, but it's a team. We're the team, Kojo, and you know, a third of my winnings are coming to you, buddy.
Okay, well, I need to get home somehow. All right, guys, well, listen, thank you for having me again. I've had a great time. I'll get into the bar, man. I need to drown my sorrows.
Yeah. Do you know what? We'll meet him there, shall we?
Oh, yes. 100% we should meet him there.
What do you think, then?
I think another exciting edition of the Gold Cup. Obviously, like you said, we got the result that I think most of people are happy with. Even if you didn't back Courage Mon Ami, you're thrilled for Frankie, you're thrilled for the Gosdens. The horse gave an exciting finish, and we want to see that, right? Racing fans love to see those good finishes. We got a great race here.
And Frankie, what he does is transcend the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So this around the world will be a story now, and that's great for horse racing. That's ultimately what we want. I've loved it being back with you here.
Me too.
Can we do it again next year?
I hope so. And I'm going to take you to go get your kiss from Frankie.
All right, that's a deal. Michelle, thank you ever so much. Thank you for joining in. I hope you've enjoyed all the coverage. And, well, you witnessed history. His last ride in the Gold Cup, it went to Frankie on Courage Mon Ami. Bye-bye.